Good morning everyone, it's Lindsay. I'm from the Vintage Button. This is, I need my prompt sheet, I'm already losing track. It is day 7 for Junk Journal July and it is buttons, so that's my jam completely. So I am a lover of vintage buttons, that's why I'm called the Vintage Button, and I think it sort of sums up my love of junk journal and slow stitch. So I have a selection of vintage buttons that I got from a recent haul. I found a big sweet jar full of buttons for £9, which is very good value to add to my collection. If you've seen my room tour, you will know kind of like how I store my buttons. They're in a cabinet in my bedroom. Right, so we've got flower fairies this time. We've got quite a bright orange. It's much sort of like a neon-y peach. I just wanted something really bright because it's actually a dull day. So I thought of that. Bring the bright. I can always knock it back if I need to. We're going to make a pocket that's going to be gusseted out of card. I want it to have a little bit of weight to it. And I'm going to cut the flowers out, the flower fairies out again, sort of in the way they are. I just wanted to have some cardboard. I'm hoping it's not going to be too thick. I've made a template for myself, a stamped image on a book page. I want to make button cards that I can sort of slot in behind the pocket. I have my Bee Happy Stationery, and I'm sort of going to make the pockets longer, the cards longer, by just sort of placing and drawing the top, and then I'll draw the bottom like where I feel it needs to be. So I've kind of just stuck some Be Happy on a page, and then these are the buttons. So I've kind of gone for pinky peachy colours, which is why I've kind of wanted to contrast with the green. I've only got one green one, but they'll contrast with the greeny colours on the Be Happy, and then hopefully will look nice. If they don't, I will knock the colours back. So here we are. Just a little selection. Some are still on, that's still on the label. It came off a piece of clothing. But, oh, there's one more. It's that little square one. I've got some really nice ones. This is like a little, it's a little bow. How cute is that? So yeah, there's some nice ones here. Okie dokie. Some of them are thinner than others, but this is going to be what it is. It's probably going to be a bit of a gator mouth of a journal. But I'm not stressing. I'm enjoying myself. So I'm going to stick the big one down first. She's beautiful. Make sure she's very well stuck down. How are you? I actually slept alright. I think it was because I was just so tired. Miles is away. I don't normally sleep. I didn't sleep long, but I did have some quality of sleep, which is an improvement because normally I just don't sleep. Which is strange because, like, you know, I only got married when I was 29 and I'd lived on my own for a while before, like, we really kind of were together. So it's kind of like strange. I think it's just I've been with him for 20 years. And I'm very used to having him with me. So, but he's having a blast, which is like important. Very important. Because I love him. I want him to have fun. Yes, I like that. So none of this orange you'll be seeing because I'm going to cut it away. I just wanted, in case I couldn't get to everything, and particularly at the sides as well, I wanted that to be orange. This is going to overlap slightly, but I like that. You can see I took this out of a book, all of these little, it's a bit sad to be covering the little tiny fairies on the back page, but you can't keep everything. So when you're sort of harvesting from books, you have to decide what do you want. What do you think will be the most useful? That's what I do. I do like a cutting out session. I've got an Alice in Wonderland book that I need to do, and it's not the traditional kind of imagery. It's slightly different, slightly off. It's beautiful. It's like watercoloured. I think that might be my next one that I dissect. I've got some free books as well, some free flower books. But sometimes I just leave them in the book, like the book images. Like I've got a really good flower book that I'm using for Junk Journal July, and I just pull the pages out one at a time. I don't like completely harvest from it. Okay, we're going to do a mixture of these scissors and these scissors. Where we can, we're just going to cut as close as possible. So yeah, so it's Saturday. This is going to go out tomorrow. I'm also going to do a slow stitch, which I think is a bit of a YouTube no-no, but I want to make sure that there is slow stitch content. Because a lot of people enjoy the slow stitch and might not be as into the junk journal stuff. I want to sort of honour them, and I always do a slow stitch video on a Sunday, so I thought, well, I'm going to keep that as a slow stitch. And I'm also going to I think this is where I might need to get into my other scissors. I'm also going to be having a giveaway for the slow stitches as well. So, yeah, it's a good one. Just do some of that. I don't know if that'll be helpful, but we're doing it anyway. So when I do my fussy cutting, I turn the paper rather than the scissors. It just seems to work. And I'm cutting some of the white away. Dog on cue starting to bark. So it's about 7 o'clock in the morning. I anticipate next door are having work done. They're doing something similar to what we're doing in our garage, but a lot quicker. They've had like contractors in. So in our garage, and I'm presuming this is what they're doing, we are insulating it because it's a solid brick building. So we're insulating it and turning it into sort of a garden office, work, man cave for my other half. And we'd planned to do it. We moved in this house nearly 5 years ago, and we sort of planned to do it. No, it's nearly 4 years ago. It's 5 years next year. As soon as we bought the house, it was one of the reasons that really sold us on the house. One was it had a fireplace for a real fire, so we wanted like ideally we wanted a log burner, but we were happy to compromise for the real fire. We wanted guaranteed parking space, 3 bedrooms. What else did we want? We didn't want a big garden because we're not gardeners, and if you saw our garden you'd agree. and we wanted some sort of outdoor space for Miles to have a workshop, or an office, because his office in the house we rented was literally a cupboard under the stairs, a la Harry Potter. And now it is a nook under the stairs, so at least he doesn't have a door shut on him. We are doing it in as cheap a way possible, which means doing things slowly, basically. And he's kind of devised a system. He's thought about it, and he's quite ingenious, really. He's taking rock wool, sort of insulation rock wool, which is the cheapest form of insulation here anyway. And he is just sort of gluing. He's got pallets, and he's got the rock wool to sort of go in between, like slot in between the pallets, and then he is using, that's better, he's using his, putting his pallets, he's using glue to stick the pallets to the wall, and then I don't know if he's going to go over with drywall or if he's going to go over with OSB. I think he's going to go over with OSB initially and just paint that, but make sure the finish is nice, you know, everything's corked off and stuff and it's all level. And then he's kind of doing another door, because there's like a big swing garage door, but he's going to do like 2 sort of folding doors inside that will be insulated, so that you could just literally take the doors off if you wanted to make it back into a garage, so it's as flexible as possible. He will make it finish nice. He's a bit of a perfectionist, and he works on it most weekends, just does a little bit. It's full of stuff because we just use it as storage, so what he's been doing is just like a sliding puzzle. He's been doing some sorting, like a trip to the tip every week, to the dump, and then I think I'm going to need loads of glue. Am I going to need loads of glue? I don't know, but I definitely need some clamps. Yeah, he's going to need, he does a trip to the tip, he does he kind of like does this sort of sliding puzzle thing where he moves things around. He should have been an engineer, but he didn't end up becoming an engineer. He works in fintech, but yeah, he's very clever like that. So he's having a weekend off and going and playing poker with his buddies and eating South African food, and they're going on hikes and stuff. They've got a whole little itinerary planned. That's nice. Right, so I need that little template that I made. I just like this curvy bit, and I thought, well, that'll make life easier. Need a pen or a pencil. How tall will I want to do like the flowers, the lavender. I put some lavender bushes, some like very small ones, in my front garden. It's got on like at the front of the garden, it's not very nice. I need to work on the curb appeal of the house before we sell it. I might only get 2 out of this, but I could get a shot. No, I might only get 2. If I went that way, yeah, that'll work. I'll get 3 out of it that way. Just remember, cut that one first, and then do that like that. I might get 3. I think I'm going to need 3 with 4 buttons, or I need 4 with 3 buttons, so I'll try and do 4. It'll all become apparent. A little one. I like making templates for things. It makes life easier. Who doesn't like a good template? I will put a hole in that and put it in my template stash. I probably will put it there and realise I've already got one. But that's okay too. Okay, in there. So I've got a really homey weekend planned. We're not going anywhere. I've got everything in that we need whilst he's away. He supplied me with some sugar-free chocolate that's very expensive. It's nice, the one that I get, and they become boxes of vintage button goodness in the end because I recycle everything. So I was quite chuffed with that. Right. Switch to now. Let's move my cotton. I can always go over that watercolour with like so it says my muddy water got like a mother colour in it. You know, like the brown that comes from all the colours you're using. Vickie probably has at the bottom. And knock it back with some of that. I'd like to do some more watercolours. I might have to try and see if I can go to a lesson. I don't know if there will be any here, around here. I'll have to do a bit of research. I want to learn how to paint like the loose flowing flowers and things. The last time I went to a watercolour lesson, I was with my mum. It was hilarious. It was even in like in a classroom setting, so I think she was a bit triggered by it. And we painted, my mum is very creative. We were painting pansies. My mums were hilarious. And I said, you should ask for help. And she's like, no, I don't want her to come over here. And she was almost like ducking and hiding. Yeah, it was so funny. I was like, I knew what she was like at school by the end of it. I knew like kind of what kind of kid she was. But she was like a ducker and a hider. I wasn't a ducker and a hider. I was very opinionated about everything. Which I'm surprised because I thought my mum would have been very opinionated. But I guess it's all different times, isn't it? Yeah. Okie dokie. We're getting there. What time are we? Only 20 minutes in. So I just did the background in that, like I said, those peachy, there is a bit of neon. Just from my paint palette. There's that sort of, you know, like the Crayola skin colour. Caucasian skin colour. I think I used some of that. It's not a Crayola pack, but do you remember when you were little and you had those crayons? And they would be in different colours. Now I want these to all be at different heights in this pocket. So let's put things in the pocket so that we can have an idea. Do I think this is glued down now? I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's glued down. Like it. I've decided I'm just going to go with the fact that this is going to be a gator mouth. I might only be putting 3 in. Ooh, okay, putting 3 in instead of 4. Let's have a go. So I want these to be gold, have the goldy trim around the outside. I do on stuff because I like me my gold, and I'm just using this kind of gold marker to do that because that's quicker than getting my paints out. Listen to that wind. I need to peg some washing out. I don't think it's going to rain. I think it's just going to be howly rowly. It's not cold enough to put a fire on though. Like that. I just think the gold elevates stuff rather than using the inks. I said before, I really like illuminated texts. It's like the 21st century version of it. Oh yeah, look at that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Nothing I do is perfect. I know you can hear traffic noise. That's because it's Saturday morning. I live on a main road, and yeah, I don't know if it's a race day today. Where I live, there's lots of horse racing. I don't think it is. Although it might be. Yeah, it's July, isn't it? It's July festival. Okay, so we've got gold. Now we need to decide. Push that back as we can. We need to decide who now, what now. Have I got a brayer handy? Because I think I might be punching holes with my brayer. I don't have to use all of these, and I actually have another pot with buttons at the side. So I've got this kind of carnival cup that I got for free at a charity shop. Let's get this off here. I'm going to use, I've got like a kind of pink, kind of peachy pink thread to fix them on. I'm just going to sew them on. So at home at Cornwall, she's very good at like making very pretty storage. She has a very nice craft room in her garden, like a garden office. And she's all about the aesthetics, which I completely get on board with. At the minute, things are a bit of a tip because I'm mid big project, but my optimum is to have everything looking like, I want it to look like a nice antiques booth in an antiques mall. That's my plan. That's my goal. That's what I'm always heading for. Is it like an antique booth? Okay, so we are, I think we will manage. manage 3. The fish one. I want the flatter ones really to be at the bottom. Although I like that there, so I'm going to leave that there. I thought I had more than that. I must have lost some on my desk, but that's alright, that's probably just enough. I actually don't know if I like the fish. I'll take the fish out. Put a leaf in, not that way round. That way. That's like a petrol colour. Swap that for that. Oh yeah, now we're doing it. I don't like even numbers. They don't have to be down here because this is what's that's going to be what's in the pocket. So I want them towards the top. Do we like? I think we do like. Right, let's do some placement of holes. Yeah, like them like diamonds rather than squares. Okay. That'll be interesting, that one, because the holes are really close together. I really do. I've got those little buttons, I've got them in several different colours in this jar. I was very impressed. There is a cabinet, I don't know if it's still there. If it's still there next week I might buy it. I'm sure somebody would have bought it by now. But it's this big plastic cabinet. I don't know what I'd do with a cabinet, but then perhaps I just need the contents and not worry about the cabinet. I don't know. It's too big for me to, it's in a charity shop that's not far away, but it's too big for me to buy it and walk it back. And I used to have a granny trolley for such things, but I no longer have it. I think I want that to be a little bit further up, so I'm just gonna I could have just done that, but then I needed the placement. Needed the placement. Okay, that's enough for a needle to get through. I'll stab myself with it. I use an awl when I'm making my books rather than, I've got crocodiles, I've got like a big bite and the little one. And I used to, when I first started, just use the crocodile. But I just don't like the big holes that it makes, even though on the smallest setting. An awl makes a hole that's just right. And I can make it bigger or little, depending on how far it goes up the stem. Yeah, so I like an awl. like an owl. Okay. I'm just going to sew all these buttons on. I'm not going to like do lots and lots of stitches. It's basically going to be one stitch and a tie off at the back. So, first one first. In. Buttoning on. I cannot see what I'm doing. There we go. I want a little bit of a string to tie a knot at the back. Doesn't have to be that big. And it is literally just going to be a knot. I'm not doing bows or anything, just going to do one simple knot. So if you've got like a collection of buttons, this is a way to sort of store and hold your buttons. So like pretty, really nice buttons that you want, because I just keep them in jars. And they're perfectly fine in jars. But you do, if you've got lots of things, you end up losing sight of what's what. So it might be worth like making a few button cards of collections that go well together for a project. That's an idea. And it's just nice to have a fiddle with your stash, I think. It's what sort of creates, it's the creative joy, isn't it? I think particularly if you do stuff sustainably, because you know, I invest a lot in a lot of time in what I do, really. And so, yeah, that's right. It's important for me to do, you know, like kind of have the right feeling about stuff. I don't know. I enjoy the supplies. I enjoy working with them and changing them and managing them and finding them. It's all part of the process for me. I find joy in creating my own supplies and curating it. And I know one day I might not be able to do that. Hopefully, by keeping my fingers active, I'll be able to do it for a long time. My mum, well into her 70s, can still use a sewing machine and knit and do the stuffs. I'm not really a knitter. Yep, it is this one. Again, just leave a little bit of a tail. It doesn't have to be massive. Put your button on. So yeah, I will be filming today around whatever noise is going on in the house. So we worked out that like first thing in the morning, they're not here. They kind of turn up about 9:30. So I'll keep going as long as I can. And then night time, it's generally quite quiet. So we'll top and tail the day with a bit of filming. Do what we do. Oh, fingers and thumbs. This tail was a little bit too short, but I want to make sure I don't have to rethread my needle. Although fiddling to rethread my needle and fiddling with a too short piece of string. So, how long is a piece of string? There we go. They're looking nice, aren't they? So what time are we on? I think I'm going to finish this card, then I'm going to put the other cards in, and then I'll show you what it's like in the thumbnail, because I don't want to keep you if you don't want to be. There we go. And you can see what I've done. Oh, I put a knot in. Oh well. That's a way of doing it too. So yeah, next week I've got training. It's nice training. It's a really good therapist that comes and gives, because what we do is we're not clinical, but we work in a complimentary service. That's the best way to put it. And he's really good. Like, we all enjoy it. So when my boss said, oh, he's going to be there on our office day with some other people recruiting more people, kind of basically going over other stuff with the new recruits, and then the day after he's coming to us, we'll be having him. I think we'll have the run of the building, which is nice. Oh, that's a bit of a stiff little buttonhole. Go. Oh, that's cute. I like that a lot. Oh, that's concentration. That's very nice. All right then, let's do it. Let's put them in. You can imagine the other buttons going in, and it'll be on the thumbnail. I might get my white gel pen out and do a little bit of dibbly dobbling. I think I'll put that on the longer one on the outside. Yeah. Oh, that'll look nice. That'll be so nice. Now, I found one of my Uniball signals. I've ordered some more. Oh, that's coming out quite nice. Let's do some quick. It might be this paper. No, it might be the paper. I might need to go over it with some like matte medium or something. Because it's not doing my usual. There is good flow coming out of the pen. They're big nickety things, aren't they? Yeah, I might need to go over with my matte medium. Which is the only thing I would use, like the Liquitex matte medium stuff. Because it's so expensive. I use PVA for everything else. But I will go over that with my matte medium to put some sparkles and stars and stuffs in. put the last one in. So we've got pockets, which I think is Jay's journaling. He's embracing Junk Journal July and posting every day, which I like. So I'll make sure she is tagged in the description. But there we go. Thank you very much. If you're still here, please subscribe, like, comment for a chance to win a vintage button box of goodness. I will be putting some buttons in there and other bits and pieces that are junk journal related, because I'll be doing a slow stitch one that I will launch tomorrow. I'm quite excited about that. Alright then everyone, I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye. Oh, it's not launching tomorrow, it's launching today when this video goes out. I'll have to work out when I'm going to post them so there's enough time between them. We'll work it out. I'm making it up as I go along, guys. I am still learning. Hold on tight. Bye.